killed right here, and it's springtime. It's a little later than what I'd normally do this, but it's been busy and it needs to get done, so I'll get it done now. What I'm going to be doing is some spring maintenance on my air conditioner units, and down south here, their air conditioner units, yes, they also have heaters, but we need the air. And yes, I used to live in Minnesota, where we didn't have air, Duluth, and most houses didn't even have air conditioners. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So on the left there is a gas heat and air unit. On the right is an electric heat and air unit with the heater piece being up top in the upstairs, and those nice ugly lines that I never got around to actually covering and stuff. One day I'll deal with them, but if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I am definitely function over form. So there's several things you want to do in the springtime with your air units to increase their life and make them more efficient. And these are things that the average person should be able to do. That includes vacuuming out any leaves, straightening any fins that are bent in, spraying out the condenser cooling fins, cleaning out the drains, the drain pipes, I should say, and if you have gas, making sure your gas lines are painted and not rusting. You'll want to check your inside filters once a month. Make sure those are clean, and if they are dirty, be sure to replace them. The air conditioner needs to be able to bring in air. The blower needs to be able to circulate that air, otherwise it's going to cause it to be inefficient. So first step before you work on it is to deal with power. And here is the box for this one, and you'll see there's it's not a fuse on this one. You'll see it says on. Like I said, this one's not a fuse. The fuse is actually in a different location. But flip it over. This is where it was. It's on. Now it's off. It's actually off now, but you can stick it in here and it'll hold it in place without making the connection, so you don't lose it. Then you'll see on this one, to remove the fan is actually on the top, and it's got some sheet metal screws. They go all the way around. So what I'll be doing is removing those screws all the way around it and pulling this up. This piece here, there's two metal screws here that may have to come off. I'll have to find out when I pull the top off. So let me start with that. I have the top off and precariously balanced. You might want to have a second person to hold this up. I have it very carefully here, balanced, and now you can see the leaves and stuff that's in there. What I'm going to do is use a shop vac and vacuum those out. Hopefully, excuse me. Hopefully you can see this. It is mostly vacuumed out now. Do not, if you can't vacuum it out safely, don't even try. You'll see a lot of this stuff down here. If you can't get down in there to vacuum it up, don't do it. You don't want to break anything, cause your air conditioner to quit working
when you're just trying to do preventative maintenance. I got most of the leaves out. That's gonna keep it from rusting as much, and keep the dust down. Next, we're going to spray these out, the coil out, or condenser cooling fins out from the inside out, because the fan pulls air in from the outside in and then up. And in this case, there's the guard on the outside, so I don't have to worry about the fins being dented in around the outside. If you have some fins that are dented in, like right here, what you would do is you can take like a knife. They actually make fin combs that you can use. They're thin and they adjust the width, and you can slide them in and just comb it out. Or you can use like a small knife and just carefully slide it in and straighten them out. So you'll want to do that with your fins next. That would actually be the next step. In my case, since I have the cover, there's really not, I don't have to worry about it too much. There is some spray cleaner that you can put, comes in like cans that you can spray on these, and that will actually clean it more than what I'm going to do. If yours is really dirty, it's a good idea to do that. Mine's not too bad. Let me mention while I'm here, you notice the distance, and I hope this shows up as far as the distance on camera. We have plants around our air conditioning units, but I can easily walk through all of it between them. It's because the air gets pulled in from the outside in and then out the top. You need to have airflow. Don't have plants and stuff right up next to it. So a couple points here. One, if your stuff is on a slope, start with the bottom one and then work your way up. That way the water from the previous one won't be setting where you were, where you're going to be standing next. Secondly, when you spray it out, don't use a pressure washer. Hose pressure, that is all you want. And when you spray it, spray lined up with the fins. Don't spray it at an angle. Don't spray that way. You're more likely to knock the fins sideways. So spray at lined up with the fins, not against the sides. So I've sprayed out the fins from the inside out. I will tell you that this piece right here was a real pain. This is a piece of plastic pipe that the wires go through from the fan to the side here, and then they go down into the whatever area they call this. And you got your capacitors and your electronics here. If you vacuum this out, be very, very careful. Don't break anything. It's better to not do this than to break something. So do it at your own risk, and then vacuum that out. Again, be careful. So now all I got to do is put that piece on, and then with this unit, because it's a two-piece unit, to get the drain hose, it's all the way upstairs in a little crawl space area. And what I will be doing is dumping some bleach and water. Take some water, put some bleach in it. I don't know, 1:10 ratio, something like that. 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. And then there's a tray underneath the heating unit that's upstairs. There's a tray to catch any water condensation that comes off the unit. Gonna make sure that that's clear that that's clean and dry. Other than that, this one is pretty much done. And a couple other things, 3 things actually. 1, when dealing with sheet metal, wear some sort of gloves so you don't cut your hands. 2, these screws, these are just sheet metal screws. Don't over tighten them, don't strip them out. And 3, at the bottom, make sure that you move any sort of mulch. You'll notice this mulch over here is right up underneath. You don't want that. That's going to make it rust. You want to keep the unit dry when you can. There'll be some moisture because it's an air conditioner, but try to keep around it clear so that it can dry. So the smaller unit running nicely. If you have a fan that is not a sealed unit, you can lube it. Almost all of your new stuff is all sealed, so you cannot lubricate the fan. So mine are sealed, I believe. I don't see any fittings or anything where you can actually put oil in them. You might be able to see all those leaves from the fall and winter. And over here is the box for this one. This has it's on or off, same thing as the others. This one has spider web in it, so I'm going to clean that spider web out. And as far as putting them back in, you know, that's really, you don't have to put them back in. You can leave them out, and it's not getting power. The only reason you put them back in, as I understand it, is just to have it someplace to keep it. I don't think it like grounds it or anything. At least to my knowledge, it doesn't. And be very careful working with this stuff. It is electricity. You don't want to kill yourself. So anyway, I'm going to get these off, clean that up, and then on this particular one, power is off. Now I'm going to remove the sheet metal screws that are holding it on. And the thing that'll be the challenge on this one, again, is you've got your wires going across, and I may need to get a second set of hands to hold the fan unless I can move it around or something. But these are usually pretty tight. That's what was on the other one. That's what ended up giving me such a hard time. So let me get started. So I have vacuumed and sprayed from the inside out on this thing. Still got water in the bottom. I'm going to use my shop vac to help that along. There is a drain, so hopefully it'll drain as well. It may be clogged. I'll have to check it. But I want to show you. See that? That's what has come out. Spraying it from the inside out. I mean, there's a lot of nastiness that is coming out, and that getting rid of that is going to help the efficiency of the unit. Alright, I'm upstairs now in the crawl space. This is the heat and blower section of the small unit from downstairs, and as you can see, the pan is pretty dry. Oops, sorry, I gotta slow down doing this so you guys don't get vertigo. And here is, and I hope this is showing up, this is the drain pipe from the unit, and you'll notice I have a funnel, and the drain pipe, oh, there's the bleach and water and a dirty toothbrush, and you can use a toothbrush to clean out the gook on the inside the pipe if you see any. And the pipe runs over yonder and down side of the house. So what I'm going to do, at least I'm going to try to do without making a mess, pour some of this bleach water into the funnel, and very slowly, because I don't want the water to run back into the unit. I'm not sure it would do any damage, but I'd rather, I'm going to try to avoid that somewhat if I can. But that will, bleach water will clean out some of the drain pipe there, and make sure, the idea is to keep it from clogging up. So let me do that and I'll get back to you. So I dumped that whole little pail of fairly strong, I mean, like I said, I tried to do about 10 to 1, 10 water, 1 bleach. It was fairly potent down the funnel, and there's what came out of the pipe. And don't know what it is, but the pipe is definitely, as you can see, much cleaner. Could be mud daubers. I don't know. I'm trying to make nests. But here is the one I haven't done yet. You can see that it's nasty. And I will do that. So, right here. And as you can see, this is my gas pipe. It is painted. Make sure it needs some more paint, I think, just to... you don't want this to rust, otherwise it can start leaking. So what I'm going to do is, this one will break loose, I think it's right here, and I will dump bleach water through there, and I'll use a toothbrush on these pieces and put it back together. And that, I believe, is all I had left. Again, on the filter, let me just mention, if you're going to do the cheap filter and spray WD-40 on it, like I had mentioned earlier, do a light coat of WD-40, not when it's in the house. Take it outside, a light coat, and what'll happen is that thin oil will catch the pollens and stuff trying to come in. You don't want too much on it, though. Number one, you don't want your house to stink. Number two, you don't want the oil to be pulled down into your unit. You just want enough so where it'll catch the pollens. Hey, that's what I do. Do it at your own risk. I've been doing it for years and years. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and if so, please like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I may or may not know the answer, but if I can, I'll answer. And again, use your best judgment before you start on these fans and stuff. Make sure their power's off, and make sure that I ended up having to, on the big unit, I ended up having to have someone hold the fan up, and while I did the vacuuming and the spraying and stuff, just because it was too difficult to set this somewhere without risking messing up the wires. So anyway, y'all take care.